Nearly 1.7 million Americans, including 173,000 Texans, get a pay raise tomorrow.
That is when the minimum wage increases to $5.85 an hour. Fox 7's Mike Rosen joining us live from Central Austin. Mike.
Yeah, Mike, this is the first increase in the minimum wage in about a decade, affecting, of course, some of the lowest paying jobs out there, but still only about half of what it costs to live here in Austin. Making pizzas on UT's drag, Lex Trevino is one of 173,000 Texans making at or below the minimum wage, $5.15 an hour, but starting Tuesday getting a raise to $5.85.
It's very difficult sometimes, you got to be living from check to check.
For a full-time employee, the new minimum wage increases their pay to $12,168 a year before taxes, about $2,000 above the federal poverty line. Richard Troxell, national chair of the Universal Living Wage Campaign, says the increase isn't even close to what's considered a living wage in Austin.
You'd have to pay someone $11.12 an hour for an efficiency apartment here in the city of Austin to afford basic food, clothing, shelter, and have access to health care. And when I say access to health care, I just mean getting into an emergency room.
The increase is bad news for some employers, including home health care. Those companies get reimbursed by the state. But the legislature did not take into account the full federal wage increase over the next 2 years.
It's not an easy job.
For Guy Swain, who runs Outreach Health Services, it means losing prospective employees to places like H-E-B, Starbucks, or even fast food, who have to pay higher than minimum wage in a tight job market and have more than wages to offer.
I'm seeing signs along the road for different gas stations hiring cashiers at $8.50, $9.50 an hour. I've seen drive-thrus advertising at $9.75 to $10 an hour, and there is just no way that we as a healthcare agency can compete with that based on the current and the future reimbursement rate for attendant care services and home health.
Swain says in general he supports a minimum wage increase, but while this one makes for better paid pizza makers and hamburger flippers, this increase will shrink the job force that cares for the elderly and disabled. Nationwide, 2.2% of hourly workers get paid at or below minimum wage. In Texas, it's 3%. Now, after tomorrow's increase, there will be two more over the next 2 summers. 70 cents it will go up in 08 and then in 09. By the time we're done, minimum wage will be at $7.25 an hour, Mike.
Okay, Mike Rosen, live from downtown. Thank you, Mike.